Hello everyone, my name is Chris, or better known as in the fan subbing community, SacredCultivator. And in this video, I'm just going to briefly tell you about how Hello Fan Subs began and its history, along with what to expect in the future. Well, to begin is when we originally started, Phase Shot was the original creator of the group, and the intent of Hello Fan Subs was basically to subtitle all the Hello Mornings that have not already been subbed. And although that was the initial plan and would have been the greatest plan, things didn't really follow through, mainly due to the lack of translators and or staff, because Hello Mornings isn't really an easy show to sub, even though it is very enjoyable to watch, because a lot of work goes into it. As some of you already know, we did do a couple of Hello Mornings. I mean, it did take us a while, but we got through with a few, and honestly, those were really, really difficult to work through, but in the end, it was very enjoyable to watch. But again, it is a very difficult task to accomplish. Well, as I mentioned, Fayshout was the original founder of the group, but after we established ourselves as Hello Fan Subs and began working, honest to say, and I hope he doesn't hate me for saying this, but he wasn't a very active part or role in the group, so I kind of unofficially stepped in and took over as leader. And honest to say, and again, I hope he doesn't hate me on this, I think if it weren't for me, Hello Fan Subs wouldn't be what it is today, and it probably would have died within a couple of days of establishment if I weren't there to help out. Other than that, when we first started, we kind of established the staff for many positions except for translators. We did have a few, but they kind of upped and went away without really informing us or whatnot. But they did kind of start on the projects that they were assigned or were interested in, but they just never got finished until much later on, again, about a year afterwards. And throughout the time, we kind of didn't know what to do because, again, as I mentioned, we didn't have the active translators that we hoped for. And so with the other staff, the only thing we could do basically were PVs and performances, and that was kind of our basis, because for the longest time that's all we pushed out were PVs and performances. I mean, without a translator, it's kind of really hard to really subtitle any work without having someone to check to make sure that it's correct. So we were only able to do PVs and performances, and we've done that for quite a long time. And although yes, people do enjoy it, I know for a fact that they would prefer something else, because some people pass up on the releases and they just hope that Hello Fan Subs will push out something different. And therefore, after some time, that's what we did. We were able to find a couple of translators. I won't say they're active, but like basically they kind of come and go, and when they do help us greatly. And the many examples that I can give you would be our Allo and Love Hellos. I mean, a majority of them were kind of solo work on the translator's part, and after they completed it, they just kind of came to me and said, if you want to use it for your group, be my guest. And so we took that opportunity, and we're grateful for those translators that kind of solo the DVD, because most of the Allo and Love Hellos that we pushed out were quite a success. I mean, of course, others fare off better than others, but in the end, majority of them do succeed and do get the downloads that they need. And although some kind of disappoint me, you can't have everyone love the same DVD that you do, or basically to have the same taste as you. So we do offer the choice for them to download it or not, and also the choice to have it in in two formats, either in AVI or MP4. And continuing on, as time went on, we kind of did establish our name in the community, mainly as like the most, I'll leave that for later, but basically as the PV or performance subbing group. And after time, when we collected more staff and more translators actually joined us, that's when we really established our name and started pushing out things outside of just the standard PVs and performances, and actually moved on to, let's say, Hello Mornings or Utabans. And then eventually, when we were lucky and got Sash the Red, that's when we actually started doing Harmony ads, and we kind of finished off the series, even though there are many, many episodes that are still left unsubbed for the beginning portions of Harmony at. We will eventually get to those. But I think when we really, really got our name was probably when S. Ferris joined our group. And I'm not trying to say that he is, what's the word I'm looking for? Almighty? Actually, yeah, I would think he is that, because when he joined, that's when we really were able to like push out many, many releases. And I'm just grateful that he was interested in joining our group, because I mean, without him, let's just say most of our releases wouldn't be released at the time that they were, and probably wouldn't be released for, I don't know, many, many months in ahead of when they are. Another person that I want to mention is Bex. I mean, he joined us quite early on, but I did feel pretty bad because he kind of had a, not ultimatum, but he kind of had to leave behind another group that I still continue to support to this day, Haro Rangers. And sure, I am very grateful that he joined our group, because I mean, he's very, very active and one crazy timer and typesetter, and he does it at a good pace. I mean, I could attempt to do it at his pace, but then no, hands down, he does beat me in that department. But hand in hand, both S. Ferris and Bex do work basically as a team, and as some of you already noticed, they have given me several heart attacks by working on projects that were behind my back without my notice. But that's all fun and games, because again, most of our slaves, I mean staff, kind of already know that I do kind of push them to their limits at times. And I mean, I myself kind of know that I can be pretty what's the word, demanding, or basically push the staff to their limits. But at the same time, I do kind of give them the leeway of do at your own pace, because I do understand that fan subbing is something you do on your free time, and you shouldn't really treat it as a job, even though I do, sadly, as that is. But yeah, I give them as much time as they want on their own free time, unless there is some sort of deadline I really want to push for. Then if it comes to that, then I do kind of push them a little too much. But I'm very grateful that they put up with the stuff I give them. And in the end, even though the fans might not know how much time and effort we put into our projects, they do appreciate our releases very much. And I'm very grateful for that. And again, honest to say, I did not think Hello Fan Subs would last that long. I know it's hard to believe that, but honestly, I really, really didn't think it'd last that long, because again, for most groups that kind of just barely start off, they tend to die out and not last as long as one would hope. And I've seen that happen many, many times with multiple groups, whether it be Hello Project related or other various sorts of media. But when it came to our first year anniversary, I was quite surprised as to how long we've lasted. And as a special treat, even though it was one of our original projects when we first started, we pushed out Alo Hello 2, Morning Musume. And that was a huge success, because not only was that like one of the hardest projects to organize, because as many of you might have noticed, the staff list for that project was huge. And we had to call in special favors from people who weren't even part of the group. And I'm just grateful that they were able to help in a lending hand. And at the time of this video, our second anniversary is already coming up soon, April 12th. And originally we did plan to do the Alo Hello 3 Morning Musume as our second anniversary gift to you all, but I didn't want to make you all wait that long, as we have already completed the project earlier than expected, so we pushed that out. So